We welcome those who are watching the recorded version of this program. Our talk today is titled, Are You My Mother? Realizing the Mothering Within. Our speaker, I'm honored to introduce to you, is Jay Exodus Hooper. Some of you know Jay. He's a member of this society, and he's the person who got our Ethics for Children program back up and running by being the first director and teacher back in 2015, 2016. He has since gone on to two major projects. First, preparing to be a fully certified ethical culture leader, helping to expand and challenge our movement to grow. And second, to pursue a PhD in interdisciplinary arts at Ohio University. He's currently finishing up his dissertation there. You can find out more about Jay's background on the calendar description for this platform event at risec.org. More personally, I want to add that I admire Jay's committed work to decolonizing and coloring ethical humanist space, bringing his past experience with joyful and caring religion to create a kind of holiness humanism, and his insistence on congregational practice of care and empowerment. I'm so happy to bring Jay back here to his Ethical Home Society to talk today on the practice of mothering.
So good to have all of you here. If you were joining us via online, of course, this is being pre-recorded, but I want to acknowledge all those who will be joining and watching. And I want to thank you for having me in this space. It is truly a pleasure. To start off with this topic, this would probably be my first time talking on Mother's Day. It's quite unique for me. And one of the things that's important for me to probably list is that this is probably one of my favorite books. And as I sat, I was like, what can I do? And I began to think about the fact that in many ways, those who follow me on Facebook or have followed me throughout the years realizes that I have several moms. I am constantly on the journey of probably creating family, more so of anything. Doesn't have to be biological family, but if anything, my family has purpose, and my family is about the same purpose that I'm about. So, though you would know probably your leader as Joan Johnson Lewis, this is my ethical mom. In other spaces for me, she is always that. So she is always supporting me and giving me wisdoms and so on and so forth. So I figured, what would it mean to realize mothering? Also reimagining. Oftentimes we place mothering on a particular body. Sometimes we place the idea of mothering, or we reject the idea of mothering because we've had hard feelings towards mothering. And I think that those are very fair, and those have complete value. One of the things that comes to mind in reading this book I want to share with you, and we're only going to share a little bit of it, but let's just go through really fast about Are You My Mother? This, of course, was written by P.D. Eastman. And it starts off a little bit like this. A mother bird sat on an egg. And as we can see, she's been sitting for quite some time. The egg jumped. Oh, said the mother bird. My baby will be here. He will want to eat. I must get something for my baby bird to eat. And she said, I will be back. So away she went. As you can see, she's flying. The egg jumped, and it jumped, and jumped, and jumped. Out came the baby bird. Where is my mother? He said. He looked for her. He looked up, and he did not see her. He looked down, and still didn't see her. I will go and look for her, he said. That's a big mission. So away he went. Down out of the trees he went, down, 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 down. Was a long way down. The baby bird could not fly. He could not fly, but he could walk. Now, I will go and find my mother, he said. He did not know what his mother looked like. He went right by her, and he did not see her. He came to a kitten. Are you my mother? He said to the kitten. The kitten just looked and looked. It did not say anything. The kitten was not his mother. So he went. Then he came to a hen. Are you my mother? He said to the hen. No, said the hen. The kitten was not the mother. The hen was not his mother. So the baby bird went on. I have to find my mother, he said. But where is she? Where could she be? Then he came to a dog. Are you my mother? He said to the dog. I am not your mother. I am a dog, he said. The kitten wasn't his mother. The hen wasn't his mother. The dog wasn't his mother. So the baby bird went on. And now he came to a cow. Are you my mother? He said to the cow. How could I be your mother? The cow said. I'm a cow. So it's clear. The kitten wasn't his mother. The hen wasn't his mother. The dog wasn't his mother. The cow wasn't his mother. Did he have a mother? I did have a mother, said the baby bird. I know I did. I have to find her. I will. I will. I'm going to stop there because I will find my mother. As someone who identifies as queer, I understand the importance of creating family. I also understand the importance of having attributes and feeling and responding to those attributes to those who have mothered me and mothered me in various ways, whether they come in biological female form or not, right? I honor that. And one of the biggest things here is I thought in this story how interesting it was that some of us come to spaces of mothering all differently. We fall. We have something that comes about, maybe a challenge that causes us to feel like we are on our lowest point. And it is that very time that we sometimes wish we had a little nurturing, a process of growth, if you will. And as we fall, we go looking for that nurturing, that kind of care. Just like this baby bird. It's no different. And one of the most powerful things that I noticed here, as I share a little bit of visual literacy, is that there are things that block us from realizing mothering. Those stones, symbolic stones in our life, sometimes mothering was hindered because work is too much. My mother often worked a lot. And of course, she worked 3 jobs. And it was very difficult for me to always spend time with her. But those were sometimes those stones. We might have other stones. If you think for yourself, some of those stones could have been harsh language, maybe other relationships, maybe not enough time, maybe all of these various strenuous moments where we have had actual mothering challenges. I do my best, if I can say, not to make sure that my mothering is compromised. I want to make sure that I see the best in the mother, even when she's not there, even when I can't see her clearly. These stones are no different than many stones in our lives that keep us and hinder us from seeing the mothering within most of us and our own, sometimes biological mother. But let's talk about this for a moment. Can we reimagine, a small reimagining of who and why this kitten could be his mother, could be their mother? This kitten could be that little older sibling, could be a mentor, could be, if you've ever been in a Montessori classroom, an aspirant. It's the third oldest that nurtures you all the time. It's funny because the kitten doesn't say much because the kitten is young. The kitten is also not a very conventional character, particularly for a bird, but we appreciate the fact that the kitten offers us kind of a redemptive story. Sometimes our biggest fear or our biggest challenges, the things that we don't want to grow up to be. So the aspirant influences us. But what I admire about this character particularly is that the author makes it very clear that he looked, and he looked. He didn't say much, but he looked. And sometimes our best mothering that happens is when we become watchful. We watch over, we look out, we become watchtowers for those to make sure to see before anyone else can see, right? That space in the journey that may seem cumbersome, that at the same time can hold us while we are traveling. This kitten is watching. This kitten is present. It doesn't have much to say, but its presence means a lot. Mothering comes with being watchful. It also comes with being fully present. We come to another character, a hen. Very interesting. Probably related in some way, familiar to the bird. They're part of the same family. Possibly when we think about this context of mothering, the mothering here, for me, as I thought, this could be that auntie that you spent a lot of time with and you saw some mothering qualities. This could be the uncle. This could be the grunkle, as some of us will call the gay uncle. Or, and some have reimagined, is, like Elise would say to me, the fontie, who is the auntie, who is queer and feminist. And maybe we have grandmothers and trans mothers. And so here, the hen is a representation of not only of a relative relationship via blood, but also in what Patricia Hill Collins would talk to us about, a relationship between a matrix of domination. These intersections that bring us closer, whether race, whether gender, whether class, finding something that ontologically connects us to each other. Ontologically meaning that we share in the being of each other. And this hen is sharing in the being. This hen actually uses her voice to communicate that she possibly does not have the mothering within her. But this hen has a lot of other opportunities. It can uproot problems, just like it uproots worms. It can also, at the same time, teach the bird how to fend for itself. Many of us have had mothers just like that. They help us to uproot problems. They may at the same time peck at us a bit, maybe nag on us, maybe wear us a little thin, but we have to appreciate that nagging. And they are also, through that nagging, offering us very sensible questions to help us see our way through. They are concerned sometimes if we haven't eaten or if we're not being fed well. They have also the capabilities of feeding us the truth about life. These mothers, sometimes I would often think about, if you've never seen it before, the series called Pose, where there are many houseball mothers who were raising queer children, trans children, and those who were suffering with AIDS and HIV and taking them in. The houseball community was located particularly within New York City. And much of those mothers had to school their youth on how to survive. It was not always easy, but in many ways, they helped many young people survive society, move, and in what they sometimes called passing, to live in a world that would not accept them for who they are. Maybe you have a hen in your life. Maybe you have a kitten in your life. Which one is watching you? Which one is nagging you with those sensible questions to get the truth, to tell you the truth, and love you in the process of giving you the truth? So clearly our baby bird has been searching. And I know some of us, we all don't even realize that we're searching, but we experience one way or another. And we come to a character like a dog. A little more visual literacy here. I like the dog. The dog, often gendered to be a male, because that's our society. I like to think of this dog, first of all, as a companion. Let us reimagine the dog within the motheringship of companion, of being a protector, of being an advocate who can show up for you. We've all had mothers like that. This dog had the ability to show up for this bird, protect this bird, to advocate for this bird. And what we see is not just any kind of advocacy. If you look very carefully, the dog is a part of the system. The dog has a collar, and the dog has a tag. But that tag is about identity. The dog knows who the dog is, in the system and outside of the system. The dog knows and is certain about how to be, and could share with the bird how to be present, how to be fully the bird's self. And there's a teachable moment with experiencing mothering, probably like this dog could have offered. Advocacy, protection, solidarity. We all need mothers to do that. The dog is an assertive force, an affirmation of the bird's truth. How many times have we run into someone who has advocated for us? They become, for a moment, our sheroes, maybe our heroes. They are the mothers that rise from the depths and teach you everything about what this world can bring. In the words of Mahalia Jackson, she sang a song that said, "Trouble in this old world." And in that, she reminds us and tells us a hard truth, though providing what is called a gospel, which is supposed to be a good news. She reminds us of that. This dog is a reminder of us advocating for our truth. They are a mother, indeed. They are a mother who helps us stand up for ourselves and realizes our full potential. They are a public assertion. They are, in many ways, what we should be to each other: love in public. And last but not least, we come to a cow. Mothering, and the cow is I love the cow. The cow makes it very clear that the cow is not at all a mother. Not a mother for the bird, but she had the opportunity, if she had realized some mothering within herself. She was a formation of security. that she ensured the character and the being that could have remained intact. If you have never experienced a cow, which I've been in the Midwest now, I can say I've experienced several, they have the most amazing demeanor, even in the most unprecedented circumstances. The cow is in a field. If you just picture symbolically where she is, what she has to do, you will realize that she is open. And she has an opening of wisdom. That she has a healthy demeanor. In the midst of all of those unprecedented circumstances, she remains calm. In many cases, she is mindfulness and she is patience. This poor worried bird, like some of us go through, when we go through our serious worries, we need that mothering of patience. We need that mothering to bring comfort. We need that mothering to bring us self-assurance. We need a mothering that offers us to be steadfast and unmovable in order for us to be respected as a person. The cow is the mothering that happens inside and out. Here, in many ways, we experience mothering. This bird experiences mothering. We have one that could be watchful and watching over us, which is, in many cases, is a cat. But if we think about a moment in which someone has watched over us, I can honestly say, though I don't have much contact with Joan, she's always watching. She doesn't interfere, she doesn't say much, but she's always watching. I can always say that for the moments in which I need relativity, there are many folks that are like the hen. There are those who find intersections and meanings because of the fact that I am Black, or because I am queer, or because I'm a person who lives openly, unapologetically in the world, HIV positive. These things I began to get mothered through because of those intersections. I met many advocates, people in systems, people who have helped me navigate spaces that have never been institutional privilege. And they come in like the dog and they advocate. And they stand in solidarity. And they help me realize the assertion of myself in that place. They add to the transformation because that is mothering. And there's nothing greater than having the security of self, which is what mothering can sometimes offer us. It is the fruit that all mothers, in many ways, and anyone who you experience as a mother, should bear. That nourishes you in very rich ways. So, in many ways, I thank you because here, in this place, in this day that is specifically set up for mothers, we don't want to forget any of the mothers. We don't want to forget not one. Whether they are surrogates, whether there are two male-figured mommy daddies. As I used to work and teach, I had two mommy daddies. And it was a beautiful experience. And in many cases, whether it was two women, it was still a mommy, daddy. But no one was exempt from the nurturing characters. No one was exempt from teaching us patience. No one was exempt from looking over that child. No one was exempt from those things, because if we were invested in the human development to nurture and grow, there was mothering. It didn't come in a package of gender or sex. Mothering asks us, will we show up? Mothering asks us, will we be present? Mothering asks us, will we care to see each other through? Mothering asks, will you make me feel safe when there is harm around me? Mothering does the work. So I hope that we begin to realize the mothering within ourselves. And I hope that we begin to reimagine the mothering capabilities that are within any of us. That for a moment, believe it or not, you never know when you're mothering. It can happen at any time. It can happen in so many ways, just like it happened for me. So thank you.